Yes, sir. Here we go. Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to discuss a little bit of everything, but more importantly, the stock market as it relates tomorrow. And please don't mind the title. Obviously, that was clickbait. And if you didn't know that it was clickbait, I'm here to tell you right now, the title was clickbait. Nobody can predict whether there's a 100% chance of the market going red or green, as we all know the markets are irrational. However, let me start off by showing you guys something real quick. I do believe that the market has an extremely strong chance of being red tomorrow, and probably for the rest of the week. Let me go ahead and show you guys something real quick. So we look at this chart right here. This is a chart of the S&P 500, right? And I actually drew some lines here. Now, I know they're a little sloppy, but I did the best that I could, okay? So those circles actually mark all of the different dates that we had CPI data get released. What do you notice all of those dates have in common? The market was down or went down every single day that the CPI data came out since the beginning of the year. So what that means is for the entire year, from January till now, every single time CPI data got released, that same day, the stock market went red. You can see it in January, February, March, April, May, June, you name it. The stock market went 6 for 6, Michael Jordan, in terms of going down every single time CPI data came out. I have no doubt in my mind that tomorrow will be the case. I think the market will go 7 for 7 and probably be red tomorrow. Now, don't hold me on it. I'm not saying it's 100% certainty. You know, don't go and buy a bunch of options calls shorting the market because Echo said this. This is just my opinion. I'm not making any market moves regarding this. I'm just showing you guys some history and a little bit of data here. And the fact of the matter is the stock market, at least the S&P 500, has literally been red every single day in 2022 that the CPI data came out. And so now we get into the conversation of why does this matter? Well, the reason why it matters is basically the same reasons that it's mattered for the entire year. It's because it's going to determine Fed policy, essentially. At least it's going to be a big part of it. And this is what I honestly think. Remember, this is just my opinion, right? So right now, we're in a period where the Fed raised rates 75 basis points, right? So here's what I think. If inflation can drop below 8.3%-ish, and starts to actually show signs that it's going down, that would actually be pretty good news. And we might actually get a 50 basis point rate hike. Now, remember, consensus is that inflation is going to hit 8.8%. That is consensus, right? So I personally believe that anything above 8.8% would be bad news. I think anything above 8.8 will be bad news. Now, 8.8 actually wouldn't be good either, but above 8.8 would be even worse, and I think that will cause the Fed to say, okay, another 75 basis points. Now, here's where it starts to get crazy. And believe it or not, it could happen. There's an extremely tiny chance that CPI numbers tomorrow could come in at double digits, but it's possible. It is. Small chance, but possible. And I'm here to tell you right now, if that happens, then ladies and gentlemen, yes, I do believe that if we get double-digit inflation numbers for CPI tomorrow, the Fed could very well decide to raise rates by 100 basis points. That's just my opinion. So there's that, and that's how I honestly feel. Now, we actually had something very strange happen today, guys, and it's always blows my mind how these weird leaks happen, right? But what happened was there was actually a fake CPI reading that floated around on Twitter today. And that CPI actually showed that the consumer price index came in at 10.2%. That's what it came out as, which sounds insane. You know, that sounds crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just said that there's a very tiny chance that it could happen, but that don't mean I actually think it's going to happen. That would be crazy. So that happened. There was no clarification on it. But then BLS, which you guys know, that's the Bureau of Labor Statistics, came out and actually confirmed to CNBC that CPI report that had been circulating around on Twitter was indeed fake. It always blows my mind how these leaks happen. It's like, who does this stuff and how does this stuff get validity? I guess that's social media and Twitter, right? What can you say? So that's what's happening with that. Now, what's crazy is, in my opinion, CPI and the Federal Reserve FOMC is not even the worst catalyst that we have for the month. As a matter of fact, I actually think that the worst catalyst, the one that could really send the market tumbling and make everybody's portfolio go murder, she wrote, is earnings, right? So we had Pepsi earnings recently. We have the banks that report earnings on Friday. That's really all we have for this week. And then going forward, especially as we get toward the end of the month, the very last week of July, that's when we really get the big earnings for the big companies. And that's going to be extremely important, not just to see what those earnings are showing, but to see what these companies are saying about the overall economy and the consumer. So that's going to be something very interesting to watch. Now, I do see that the stock market is kind of teetering on going back to that 3,700 range, at least the S&P 500 is. You guys know me. When the S&P 500 goes to 3,700 lower, I'll start buying. I made it very clear on this channel. I have no interest in timing the market. However, I'm also not going to, buy it freaking when the S&P is at 4,000. Like when we get these little bear market rallies, that's the worst time to buy. I actually like to buy during the pain. And so if we get a red day and the S&P 500 goes to 3,700 again, well, I'll be buying the S&P 500 as well as some other stocks that I like Amazon, Facebook, Bank of America. And there's some other stocks that I got on my list too that I'm eyeing. So I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop on that. But anyway, that's it. We're going to make this a short one. This video was mostly about CPI. So hopefully that helped. Hopefully that gave you guys an idea of kind of what to expect for tomorrow. And yeah, there you guys have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. See you guys in the next one.